My name's Chris Kimball. It's great to have your company. As you might know, I'm the regular presenter of this program. But I've been missing in action on and off in recent weeks because I've started treatment for cancer. The new hairdo might be a bit of a giveaway. I've told similar stories about other people over the years, but never thought I'd be telling one about myself. I don't want to sound self-indulgent, but I think there is a message in my story, and I'd like to share it with you. Recently, I had a week I'd rather forget. Our central heating broke, the dishwasher packed it in, the car's alternator died, and the microwave stopped working. Then, to top it off, both the dog and I were diagnosed with cancer. Most of those things are now fixed. Oscar and I will take a little bit more work.
Good dog.
I don't know about the dog, but everything changed for me when I was told I had cancer. In that one moment, we went from travelling along in a little happy family bubble to a world of uncertain and frightening scenarios. It's the ultimate in perspective rattlers, where your mundane is replaced by a weird new medical version.
All right, you going to help Daddy with his medicine? No. No? Righto.
My wife, Kerry, and I are pretty relaxed people, but it's tough to adjust when your lifestyle, your plans and your relationships are changed so suddenly.
There's far too many questions to ask.
See you at the hospital.
To answer any of them tonight. Before I wear too many masks.
Let's go, buddy.
How do you explain cancer to a 5-year-old? Noah understands I'm a bit sick and I need to have some special medicine. He's particularly interested in when my hair will fall out and is a bit disappointed it hasn't been more dramatic. It's not just tough for the kids. As a society, we're not good at dealing with cancer. It's like the last great taboo. My friends and family have been incredible through this process, but it is an uncomfortable process telling people you have cancer, knowing it will upset them, and seeing how they will naturally and inevitably view you differently. Cancer confronts people like nothing else. People don't know how to react. How can we normalise cancer to make it just another medical issue? The reality is, for many of us, it needs to be part of our own life before we can do that.
It's falling out. Do you want to show Ava?
What?
Now I look up above me, and I think that great old God in the sky for telling me my cup ain't empty. It took my little girl to...
Hello, Fiona. How you going? Very well, thanks.
Every day, hundreds of people in this country find out they have cancer. I'm one of the lucky ones in that I have a caring family environment and access to quality healthcare delivered by lovely people.
Are you feeling a lot better?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to hear.
Thank you.
I have a rare form of what's called T-cell non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. It's a blood cancer that affects the lymphatic system. The initial treatment involves about 6 months of chemotherapy, followed by secondary treatments, including a bone marrow stem cell transplant. I'm looking at 5 years until I can say I've beaten this thing. It's pretty daunting, a long and difficult process, but at least it is a process with an outcome of hopefully a normal life. Many cancer patients don't have that option, or they have to roll a dice to get it.
Hello.
I had no idea about chemotherapy until I was confronted with it. I have treatments every fortnight. It involves receiving a bunch of different drugs through a drip over about 4 hours. Chemo is noxious, poisonous stuff that kills cancer cells in your body. It also destroys plenty of good things along the way. In such an enlightened medical age, chemo seems a brutal scattergun approach. But when you break it down, it's attacking a disease at a cellular level. It's precise brutality, perhaps. Chemo can make you crook. There's no doubt it's nasty stuff. It sets up an ongoing battle in your body between the chemo drugs and the other anti-nausea medications.
I was just wondering, I did that blood test yesterday. Do we Yeah, is that all right? Yeah, just to sort of have a bit of a look.
Upon me like a great big cloud in the sky. And now, oh, I pray for rain, because it's been so long since I let myself cry.
Some days are better than others. At times I feel like going to work, or I might prefer to crawl up in a ball under the doona. The challenge is trying to live a normal life around a very abnormal process.
Hi, hello. G'day, mate. Hello, people. You're in my seat.
Get out. Yeah, geez, nice to see you too.
I don't know how long my cancer was growing and spreading before it was diagnosed. It took 2 years to find out what was wrong. I initially went to my GP because I just wasn't feeling right. I had a grab bag of mixed and minor symptoms, none of which pointed remotely towards cancer. Initially, I didn't have much progress in getting to the bottom of it all. It was frustrating, and at times I wanted to pack it in. Instead, I sought a second opinion and pursued other avenues with different specialists. Eventually, after 5 doctors and 2 years of poking and prodding, we found out what was wrong and started the process to get things right. If I didn't stick it out and work through that process, my cancer would eventually have killed me.
Hello, Mel.
Hello. How are you, Don?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good.
Blue and red. Works.
Yeah. Show tip.
Life is not a tough guy contest. Australian blokes in particular tend to forget that. You're the best judge of what's going on in your body. There's no shame in having a fiddle if something doesn't seem right. You owe it to yourself and your family to get it checked out.
Hello, Al. Here we are.
My hair started to fall out a few days after my second chemo cycle. When you have a public component to your job, it makes that just that little bit more obvious. It dropped out in big clumps, and not just from my head, from my eyebrows, my chest, and even downstairs. I decided to shave my head to try to hang on to what was left.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you going? Morning. Hello, Tony. So, yeah, it started falling out last week pretty dramatically. Yeah, that happens.
Losing your hair suddenly is like wearing a badge that says, I have cancer. It's a badge I'm happy to display publicly because, as strange as it sounds, cancer really just is a natural part of life.
What do you reckon, Noah? Should we leave it like that?
No.
No? Keep going, you reckon?
Yeah.
We're going to do your hair next?
No.
No? Why not?
It's good.
What do you reckon you'd look like with my hair?
What?
No, I like your hair the way it is.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks very much.
You look funny now, Daddy.
You look funny. You want to touch it?
No.
Does it feel spiky? Or soft?
Stop.
Yeah.
Love you. I love you.
Good luck to the many other many other families dealing with cancer at the moment. I found a couple of websites to be very useful, that of the Cancer Council on www.cancer.org.au and also the Lymphoma Australia website.